Here's how you can download and set up Life After Night Falls on PC. Life After Europe is only available on mobile devices, but today I will show how you can play it on your laptop, the correct graphics to run the game smoothly, and as well as tips and tricks on how you can step up your emulator capabilities that all laptop gamers must know. Watch until the end and make sure to like and subscribe. Open your browser and type in LD Player. The most compatible version for Life After is LD Player 9. Take note that this tutorial is for Life After Europe mostly. In general, if you are from outside Europe, there would be an official PC program for Life After. Click on Download and install using the executable file. Once the download is done, sign into Google Play Store and find Life After Night Falls. While waiting, press the Windows key +R on your keyboard and search for this. From this page, remember how many cores your laptop model has. Go back to LD Player and click on the settings. Select the highest resolution and keep the FPS at 60. Now go to Advanced and select the number of cores of your PC, -2. If it's above 8, you can click on the maximum. For the RAM, click on Recommended. Save it and restart once Life After has been downloaded. The Life After app takes about 25 GB in total. Now, for your emulator to run smoothly, make sure you download the lighter pack of Life After upon installation. Sign in with Google Play. If you need to sign in with Facebook, sign in on facebook.com on the LD Player browser and not on the Facebook app. While waiting, I would appreciate it if you give the video a thumb up. After downloading the packs, let's change the in-game graphics first. I will show you how to assign the correct keys and how to use the emulator keys for all functions like jumping, shooting, and more. In the display, choose the standard atmosphere quality, no fogs or realistic shadows. The graphics is still quite realistic, but much easier to run. Next, we want to set the FPS to the highest. When you're playing a game on emulator, the idea is to set all the relevant keys to the edge of the screen, giving a more simple and better visibility of the game. Now let's start with our first key, the direction to walk and run. Keep this button small and transparent and on the left half of the screen. Save it and open keyboard mapping. Drag and drop the second key on the in-game controller. Enlarge it so you reach the maximum speeds when running. Click Save and let's test it before moving on. We can walk using WASD keys now. What about the viewing direction? Open the keyboard mapping again and drag and drop the view rotator in the middle of the screen, but a bit on the right side so it does not control our walking. Here, we have used the right mouse button to move the camera angle, but after years of experience, it is better to dedicate the right click to open the sniper scope, better for an enhanced shooting reflex. So let's go and change that. Click on the key we placed and click on the button in the left side of your one on your keyboard. This may vary according to your keyboard's language settings. Click Save and test it out for yourself if it suits you. Next, place the jump button right here. Keep it small and on the bottom. There's a trick we'll do with it later on. Perhaps let's raise the joystick a bit higher. Then overlap the two shooting buttons with one another. Assign the space bar to the jump button, which seems like the most natural choice. Assign the third type of key to the shooting button. This is triggered using the left click. So far, we can jump, move camera angle, run in all directions, and hit or shoot. We'll now equip a gun so we can do the tactical skill. Slightly overlap this particular button on top of the jump button from earlier. Assign the shift button for every time you want to roll. Make sure you don't touch the middle part. Next, for the fun part, assign a key to the middle of the jump and roll so you can jump roll in a single key. I use the left control key. So now we can roll normally and then do a long roll in the air. Left click on the mouse to shoot. The next control is the crouch button. Place it on the left side, along with all the keys that we can turn 100% transparent eventually. I used the C for crouch conveniently. Another thing you need to minimize would be the chat interface. On full screen mode, the chats would be easier to read. Then for the ammo, place it somewhere below and reduce the size. I use N for this, a bit far from my left hand. Now let's adjust the backpack and the rest of the buttons on the left side. Make sure it's on the edge of the screen so you can click B to open the backpack and B again to close it. Now open the Outfits page and assign a key to its exit button, a little bit above the backpack button. Then you'll position the outfits on the same place you put the Y key. So now you can use Y to open and also close the Outfits page. Now we'll assign a single key to open and close the map. Assign a key exactly where the X button is placed. Having reversible buttons like the map and backpack is good to save time. Next, we'll focus on the weapons and drones. Keep them small and on the edge. Always uncheck the bind option to not move the windows they are connected to. Now I'll completely minimize the weapon window and place it exactly in the lower right corner. I do this to keep it at the same place as the drones and the medicines. Assign a key of choice to the weapon shortcut and numbers for all of the weapons. This will save a lot of time when you memorize the numbers of each weapon slot. For our next trick, spawn a vehicle or a horse nearby. Then approach an object you can interact with, such as your gate, and place the F button on the very edge of the toggle to open it. This will give you the convenience to interact with objects and ride vehicles with the same key. Our next key is the reload button. I like to keep it on the left side with all the mobility buttons. Keep it minimal as usual. The R keys for reload. Next would be the medicine shortcut. Remember to unbind before placing it on the edge of the screen. Click its lower portion to move it, then rescale to smallest. Place it on the same overlays as the numbers we assigned earlier. We assign a key of choice for our drones, then place the drone window as we did for the medicines. Make sure all drone slots are correctly positioned before moving on. Next is the auxiliary weapon special skill. This is the same button as the counterattack, so enlarge it and place it in the center, where it's easily seen during operations. I suggest to use the E key for the fastest reflex when fighting bosses in area operations. I use F2 key for the Revenant's Healing Spore. If you are a human, this button is equivalent to the throwable serums. F1 is for turrets and F2 is for serums. These two are easy to remember because these are items we throw to enemies. Moving on to the next key, we have the quick switch of weapons. It switches between the two most recent weapons you used. Press Tab to use this. Then I organize the weapon's second special skill and place it on the left side. Some buttons are not used in combat, and we can let them give way to the more used buttons. For this skill, you can use Caps Lock so that you maximize all the keys near your left hand. Test out all the keys you assign before you go on to the next. This next key only exists if you are a Revenant. This can float freely nearer to the center, so you know what type of skill is active. The Sniper Scope would be our next. It doesn't need to have a big key, and we can place it on the edge. The right mouse button would be perfect for this key. The Auto Sprint button can also go on the side. This next thing we're gonna do is about riding vehicles. Go to Settings and make sure to use the joystick option instead of arrows. Then open the controls, go to Vehicle, then put the joystick on top of the key binding. You can click on the crouch shortcut to stop the car. And place the auto drive on the same button. We can run continuously. The button to get out of the car can be linked to the F, like we do for getting off from a horse. You can control vehicles the same way you would control your character. Next is our secondary interaction key. I use AZ for this, but it's your choice. The next key is for picking up items. I went all the way to Misko University and killed the first boss, so that I can assign a key to pick up items from the floor. The drone skill is just as urgent as pressing the counterattack as fast as you can, especially in some cases. So assign the drone skill to Q, very close to the left hand. The right hand is not immediate since we use it for the mouse. And those are all the buttons you need to survive in life after. Try to make your interface simpler by making some windows smaller, more transparent, just to keep it simple. And last but not the least, if you're a yapper like me, assign the Enter key for this tiny button, so you can type easily without opening the chats.